Hey everybody and welcome to Adventures with Peps. We are finally doing the WePrint miniature model of this sci-fi trader ammo jack type figure, I guess you'd call him. I'm going to kick things off with the Grim Black. Now, if you are interested in this model by the end of the video, please consider using the link I will put in the comments below. Not only do I get a kickback, but if you use the code that is down there as well, you'll get a sweet little discount. Now, I can safely say the quality of this model is mind-blowing. I didn't actually appreciate it until I got it primed in this first layer of dry brushing done on it. The detail is just amazing on it. It's going to be a joy to paint with the speed paint. I don't know about you, but when I think of 3D models, I do honestly think of the ones that I've seen my friends print off. They have stripy lines on them. They look like they're going to be lumpy and bumpy and a real pain to look nice once you've painted them. But this one is super smooth, super clean. And as you'll see, I had so much fun painting it. If I can get the camera in the right place. Right, so Grim Black. I'm going to do his boots, a couple of other bits like his box that he's got. Now, I imagine he was designed by someone for like a cyberpunk game / maybe Necromunda. He is carrying a lot of weapons. He's got grenades. He's got what looks like a landmine. Obviously some ammo pouches. For me, he is going to go into my Judge Dredd series. I'm going to use him as the blood pack supplier. He's bringing in illegal weapons from the cursed earth. He's smuggling them in. They're coming into Sector 102 through his contacts, I guess you could call them. And he's arming up the block gangers of the Dan Abnett block. He is obviously going to be a small fry character. He's not going to be the main supplier. He's just one of the street people. But that means we are slowly building out the next story section for this sector. I need a proper criminal organization. It's all well and good having your block gangers, but I think you've got to have a mega racket in there somewhere. So that's going to be my next little project. I need to find like a kingpin model. Not actual Marvel Kingpin model, but a Kingpin model of some sort that I can start building a gang around. I'm very tempted to make it the Friends mob, because I do love Nero Narcos, but in theory he's dead by now, I think, in the storyline. I can't fully... He got killed by Dredd. I don't think he's coming back, so beyond having the model for fun one-off adventures, I don't think I want him as a main feature in Sector 102. So we're going to have to try and work that one out. But now that I know the quality of WePrint miniatures, you're probably going to start seeing some of their figures popping up a lot more often on here. They do have a great selection of fatties on the channel. They also have a ton of sci-fi stuff. There's a lot of xenomorph predators, colonial marines. They got so much stuff that just like makes me want to buy it. So 2024 will probably see a lot of it coming onto the channel. Whilst we are waiting for that to dry, it's probably a good time to say like, comment, subscribe and all that good stuff. I got a lot of fun projects coming up at the moment. I'm trying to clear out the backlog. I don't know if you guys saw it, but ABC Warriors got announced. I'm super excited for this. I love Pat Mills comics. So having ABC Warriors finally is going to be a real joy. And before I start yapping on too much, we've cracked open the Blood Red, because obviously he's part of the Blood Pack. And we're going to start colouring in parts of the model to make sure that he fits in with the theme of them. But yeah, ABC Warriors, I have no idea how that game is going to play. Obviously it's going to use the same rules as Judge Dredd, because that's the whole point of the 2000 AD line. But I wonder if you always have to take the ABC warriors, or if you'll be able to make different factions. Who are they fighting against? Is it going to be Mars mutants? Is it going to be, I don't know, humans? I really have no idea about this game. I'm silently waiting for updates from Warlord Games. It's so exciting. I love anything 2000 AD, so the fact that all this stuff is coming out, it's also inspiring other creators to do stuff, is blowing my mind. But it's also exciting me because we'll have more robots that we can add to Judge Dredd, and we could probably add Judge Dredd models to that game. Have the ABC warriors fighting humans. You could just use the block gangers or the city death units. You could use the strontium dog mutants as mutants from Mars. There's so much like ability to swap models between the different systems that I'm so excited. I don't know if it's coming across in my voice, but I am over the top crazy excited. The only thing that I'm struggling to get into my games are the slain figures. For me, I'm probably gonna try and claim they're from the Cursed Earth. Maybe they've broken into Sector 102 from the Black Atlantic. Maybe they could be pirates. I gotta work that one out, but they will be joining me. So yeah, we're working on Blood Red. I just completely went yapping away there. Forgot to talk about the miniature. Hope you don't mind that. But yeah, I'm slowly working away on projects. I've now created on Instagram a separate channel in my profile that is purely for Judge Dredd, where I will be posting whips and photos and stuff. Super easy, just find my profile and join the channel that you'll find under my bio. And then you just get automatic notifications whenever I post in there, and it will be purely just Judge Dredd. I'm not going to post anything else in there because there's no need to. And then I'll probably make a channel for Slain, one for Strontium Dogs, and then one for ABC Warriors in the near future. So if you're only here for certain things, that will probably be the easiest way to find my content going forwards. The channel in general is moving along nicely, which is wonderful to see. I'm noticing that my Judge Dredd videos do better than most of my other stuff, so I need to really start focusing down on that. And as far as content goes, I do want to get another battle report out soon for Mission 2. I plan to go on holiday soon to Boston at the end of November. So if you're in Boston in the States, obviously let me know where I need to hit up to find figures, where I should go shopping, because I'd love to know where the local hobby shops are. If you have no idea, that's fine as well. But yeah, I'm going to be there for the last week of November. Shouldn't affect any posts. I have quite a few things lined up. And then in December, I'm hoping that will probably be when the battle report will come out. Try and get it done before Christmas. And then we can start January with the third and final battle report. And then maybe start working through the ones that Warlord Games have released on their website. If you have any preferences of what battle reports I should do, let me know, because I'm always happy to try stuff out. Otherwise, we will see how we are getting on. Now, as you can probably see, I'm trying to use the pallid witch flesh to clean up some of the model where the red has run. It's going to make certain areas look a little bit brighter when I get round to slapping some paint on them. But it's a lot easier to clean up now as opposed to later, because obviously the blood red is such a bold colour, a lot of other colours will struggle to go over it. We then grab the Crusader flesh, which we are going to obviously use on his flesh, which for this model is purely on the head. So this point that I actually realise he has panelling, as if he's kind of an android or something. He's got these deep lines on the side of his face, which are meant to be there. He has got some cybernetic implant going on. But I'd already committed to putting this flesh on, so he is just got weird lines on his face. You don't really notice it unless you're right close up, but the detail that this model has on it, it's so crazy. I did not realize printers could do this yet. My experience of them have been ones from the public library and some cheap ones at the friend zone. I have not realized that commercial printers could get so detailed and so crisp. The material is pretty damn strong. I would say the coat, where he's got it open with all the ammo, looked a little thin when I was staring at it, in the sense that you could actually almost see light through it, but it's still super sturdy. We then move on to the Zealot Yellow, and we are going to use that on shoulder pads, knee pads, all that kind of stuff. Now, hopefully you're keeping up on the community page of the YouTube channel, where I'm posting the RPG and some background info. Slowly that stuff is also going to move over onto my blog at www.adventureswithpeps.com. I'm trying to build out that website. It's going to have everything that I'm coming up with. When you hear me talking through these videos, that info is going to get put into that blog. So there's a whole section on Sector 102 with my hand-drawn blocks and Justice Department buildings. It's going to just become my depository for all things Judge Dredd and Sector 102. It's a bit of a mess right now because there's not much on there, but I am slowly building it out. The Blood Pack are on there. I'm now working on the Faddies Are Forever page. We're going to have the Justice Department up and running soon. So it's coming along. It's just there's so much going on. It's hard to keep up with it all. We're also going to continue with the computer games, so hopefully you're enjoying them as well. If not, just ignore the days of computer games and just find me when I've got miniatures going. Best way to know when I'm posting is to hit that notification button, so please do. It means the world to me. Coming up next is the hardened leather. This was a real fun stage because obviously it's the coat. So step one, whilst I had a nice point still on my brush, I went around all the little trinkets that he's got on the inside of his coat. I wanted to get this done early on so I could see what I'm doing. I've still got the nice point on the brush. Hasn't gone flat from doing the coat. So we're just going to go around trying to get this speed paint into all the right little places. All the nooks and crannies. We've got to make sure we're hitting it correctly. Worst case scenario is I'll get the pallid witch flash out again and clean up. But I want to avoid that as much as possible if I can. So I'm just carefully dipping the point in. I'm letting the speed paint do most of the work. And once that's done, we'll go around the hand and the edge, and at least that'll be the first chunk of the coat done. Then we moved on to the big flat areas. Now, because they are flat, I wanted to avoid any pooling as much as possible. Also wanted to make sure that I was brushing in the same direction. This will give the brush strokes, if there are any, some consistency, and it will hopefully just look like scuffed leather rather than anything too horrible to look at. But it goes on pretty nice. I just have to avoid air bubbles, pop them where possible, and obviously get rid of any pooling that might happen, which isn't actually a lot, which is lucky. It's a nice quick step, as you could well imagine. It's just a flat surface that you've got to carefully follow around and just make sure you don't mess it up. There you go. He's starting to look like a little villain in the making. We'll skip forward to the next colour because there's only so long you can look at a brown leather coat for. Then up next is Magic Blue. As you can already see, We hit up his goggles. Annoyingly, my camera lost focus there, so we had to skip forward a little bit. I'm also going to hit up his gloves and his multiple buckles. For me, this is just an additional pop of colour that I felt the model needed. This is, after all, Judge Dredd. It's bright, it's colourful, it's bold, it's in your face. And I love it. Speed paints go on so well. Like, I've painted more models this year because of speed paint. Now obviously they're never going to win an award. I make that very clear when I'm painting these videos. But what it does allow is for me to paint multiple figures nice and quick so that I can have fun playing games, coming up with background. At some point I will go back, especially with key models like the judges that are going to represent my persona in the game. I will go back and do extra layers on them, highlight them up, make them look a little bit more special. But for general rank and file figures that are just there to be played with, I think this is great. I get this slapped on, I leave them for a week to dry up completely, and then hit them with some varnish, and they're just good to go. And I think with companies like Print Miniatures, I'm going to be able to make so many cool models. I've been looking through their catalogue, and there's just so much spark in my imagination that it's like, yep, there goes my Christmas money, and probably next year's birthday funds are all going to go on that. And I'm going to have so much fun doing it. And hopefully you guys will continue along on that ride with me. Now, this is time consuming and fiddly, so we are going to skip forward. The next step is a fun one for me. It's his hair. I decided to go with a purpley pink colour. I think it's the Warlock purple. I just love the colour on the hair. I used it on a few of the block gangers, and it just pops. I think next to that big brown trench coat, nice bright bit pink on his head, really helps bring the model to life. Once I shade it all back, it's going to look so good, I think. Then I grabbed the Fire Giant Orange. We are closing in on the end of the model here. From start to finish, I probably spent 35 minutes on this model in total with dry time. That's really how quick I'm getting with these speed paints now. I've worked out the system on where to paint, when to paint, and how long to leave it to dry, so that stuff rarely floods anymore. And I think it's starting to pay off for me. I think moving forward we'll be able to speed up some of the painting, which is absolutely great because I've got some big projects lined up for the future. So having the ability to speed through some of the painting is really going to help. We've now moved on to the final step, which is actually going to be this Fire Giant Orange. I'm using it to rim the box. That sounded horrific. I'm not going to cut that out because I feel if you're watching at this point, that's going to make you laugh. And that's the whole point of this channel. I say stupid stuff quite a lot. So we're going to keep that in, and I hope you enjoy. I grabbed the pallid bone. Can't believe I've said that and left that in the video. We're just going to use it on the trinkets. I'm definitely got to go back at some point and colour in these things with other colours. But for now, I'm just picking this colour. It's very neutral, it's very safe. Once I work out what I'm doing with his coat interior, we'll change up the colours for sure. Certain things like the ammo feeds and the ammo boxes will have to be ammo, but I feel like some stuff could be soda cans instead of grenades. We could have candy wrappers, that kind of stuff going on. And with that, it's dry. So I'm going to take some photos. I hope you enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next video soon. Cheers for watching.